Oops, did I just swear? Oh, I've created some sort of lovely glow, and I don't want that. Ah, I'm having a really lovely sparkly moment on Instagram, and I'm having some problems on Facebook. Right, hang on, everybody. Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Club Soda. I am trying to work out how to take this effect off of Instagram, and it's really not working. I'm going to start again. Right, sorry everybody, I am broadcasting both live on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, and the Facebook group has fallen down, and I seem to have a sparkly effect on Instagram. So I'm going to start again and be able to go live. There. Excellent. So welcome everybody. I had briefly flashed up for those of you on Facebook and Instagram the lovely what's happening this week in Club Soda, but let me tell you what's happening this week in Club Soda now I've dealt with these tech problems. Firstly, we've got a blog today on dental health, alcohol, acid in your teeth. Sounds like a terrible subject to think about, but I have to say my teeth are one of the things that have benefited most from me changing my drinking. So do have a little look at that blog, and your dentist for one will be really, really pleased. Ask Dru this week is 10 tips for going back to the pub, because obviously everyone's talking about the pub. I can't imagine how venues must feel with the weather being so cold today. But remember, these are social spaces. They are yours too, and we want you to enjoy them, and we'll share with you how. On Thursday, we'll be doing our guide to alcohol-free beers. And on Friday, our podcast is about Jenny and her story. She's amazing, and she also talks about, in the interview, about the fact that sometimes when you're very fit and healthy, which she's in the armed forces in the States, that you can often hide a lot of drinking behind being very healthy. And I found it a really inspiring and useful interview to do with her. So thank you for joining me, and sorry for those little bits at the beginning. Dru did warn me that the Facebook group might fall down at the beginning, and I ignored him. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you a bit about today was a bit about what we've been missing over the last year, and why it's important to not hide your sobriety away too much. So one of the things that I love about life, and one of the things that I gained when giving up drinking, is serendipity, which is those chance encounters that make amazing things happen. Now, I've always considered myself a people person. For those of you that know me, you know I talk a lot. I love connecting people together. You tell me one thing you're doing, and I'll think about 5 people I'd love to introduce you to who may help you do what you're doing, or may help inspire you, all those sorts of things. I used to, feel very much that that's what I had to give to society, that ability to listen, connect, solve problems through hearing what people needed. I began to doubt in my last few years, before I gave up drinking, that I was a people person, and maybe I was making it all up, and maybe this isn't a skill that I had or an asset of mine, because I'd found it really difficult to hold conversations with people. And of course, it's hard to hold conversations with people when basically every other day you're either drunk or hungover, and you just can't look people in the eye. You can't concentrate on what they're saying. You're either thinking about your next drink, or you're thinking about how you're going to get through today, get through this moment until you can sleep and restore some energy, because you're so drained and so hungover. So I really began to doubt that I was a people person. And one of the things that I got very, very quickly from giving up drinking, one of the things that I noticed and that gave me great joy, was the fact that I was able to interact with people in ways that I hadn't for a long time. And they're small things. They were talking to the person at the kiosk at the tube station. It was, catching somebody's eye on the tube when somebody else was doing something stupid, having short, small conversations with people. And they may seem very insignificant, but after a year of lockdown, I'm sure those things are more significant than you think. You've probably missed them quite a bit from your life, and they're the things that you enjoy when you get to go out at the moment, those little connections with complete strangers that give you joy. Now, the reason why I thought this was a really interesting topic is because the more you give of yourself to people in those conversations, the more that is likely to come back. And you may never know what those always are. But last week I got an email, and I got an email from a man who I bought a footstool from on eBay. I bought an Urkel footstool, and I travelled up to Princess Risborough, which is actually not far from where Urkel's made. So there's always a lot of secondhand Urkel furniture there. And I brought a footstool to go with my Urkel chair, a footstool that I wish I'd bought at the time that I bought the chair, quite frankly. But anyway, and I don't, I met him briefly. I don't think I even remembered whether I told him what I did or not. But I had a brief little chat with him. I don't even remember that conversation. This is nearly 3 years ago now. And then I actually went and met another Club Soda member who lived near there, and we went for something to eat, and it was really lovely to connect with somebody from the Club Soda community. And then she drove me to the station. I managed to get on a different train line for absolutely free because the guy saw me coming with a footstool and just opened the gate for me to get through. So I was very happy with all of this. It was one of those evenings, and I sat on the train platform on my footstool and took it home. Thought nothing more of this social interaction that I had with somebody I'd bought something from. Thought a lot about the lovely evening I'd had with a Club Soda member and the fun I had sitting on the platform. And then last week, I got an email from that guy I bought the footstool from. And he emailed to say, you might not remember me, but you bought the footstool from me a few years ago. I just wanted to let you know that I'm 683 days alcohol free. And that's all thanks to Club Soda, because I looked you up after you bought the footstool and after you told me a few things and decided this was a really good idea. Who knew? Who knew that small interaction, that very transactional thing that we did that wasn't anything to do with Club Soda, would end up helping some change their drinking? And he thanked us so much for our help. And I was absolutely blown away, as you are, by these things that are quite accidental, like, bumping into a Club Soda member in the middle of Denver, for example, on a bus back from Boulder, which was another really weird occasion. But it got me thinking, and it got me thinking about something really important. Really early on in our Club Soda journey, we asked our members how many people they thought they had influenced by not drinking, by talking about or just not drinking themselves. And on average, Club Soda members influence 3 people in their immediate sphere to drink less or to give up drinking. And they don't do that by, proselytizing. They don't do that by talking about the evils of drinking. They mostly do that just through being doing the thing that they're doing, which is drinking less. And other people notice, or they get a bit jealous and they want to do the same, or they think and reflect about their drinking and then they make a change. So without really doing anything special, without writing blogs or doing Instagram lives or Facebook lives or any of those things, we are influencing people around us. For me, that was buying a chair, using my Club Soda email address, and maybe mentioning it briefly when he asked what I did when I got to the station. I mean, it was really a short interaction. So, every day we have the chance, the ability to influence somebody else just by being ourselves. And you don't have to be 365, 650, or even nearly 9 years alcohol-free like me to be able to do that. Because actually the story that you have in your early stages of changing drinking, the struggles that you might be going through, the things that you're finding hard, the new things that you're learning, the excitement you might have about alcohol-free drinks or something new that you found, are all really important to articulate and say out loud and share with those around you, because ultimately you will be influencing those people. And often we hide our journey, particularly in the early stages, behind some fear, because we're worried we're not going to do it and manage what we want to do. But we also hide it because society's created this whole level of shame around changing your drinking. Yet the more we hide it, the less likely we are to empower other people to share our journey and to support us, but also to make a change themselves. And it might just be a small comment like, I suspect buying an alcohol-free drink at the supermarket and the woman at the desk or the man at the desk who's serving you, seeing that you buy this often and that there must be something to this, could be one of those serendipitous moments where you're influencing somebody else to think, well, maybe I'll give that a go. Maybe I'll give that a try. Everything that we do impacts on those that we come into contact with every day. The small signals we send out through the things that we buy, the emails that we talk about, the things that we get enthusiastic about, the things that we share on Facebook, all have the ability to influence others in a positive way. And I think for me, that's really important, because influencing people in a positive way is something that we all want to do. And we don't realize that we get to do that just by being ourselves, by being ordinary, by sharing our struggles, by mentioning we're doing something, by sharing a piece of knowledge we have about something that we like a drink that we like, or a piece of advice about how to avoid a drink at 6 o'clock. We don't realize that we have that ability to have such an impact on people's lives. So I wanted to leave that with you today, to say that as the world opens up again and we get to have more small micro connections with people, we get to catch somebody's eye, we get to maybe talk a little bit about something we've bought at the cash register. All of those things will not only make a difference to you, but then make a difference to other people. And then maybe in the future, somebody will come to you and say that you'd bought something from them off of eBay and that changed their lives. Who knows? But I want to leave that with you today, because your change is a positive change for the world just by doing. And don't ever underestimate that. Okay, bye everybody.